second session of the Clark Undergraduate Student Council will come to order. Rebecca, roll call, please.
Andrew?
Here.
Rory?
Here.
Lee? Here. Raymond?
Here.
Julia?
Here.
Sally?
Here.
Jennifer? Aaron?
Here.
William?
Here.
Tyler?
Here.
Scott?
Here.
Jalen?
Here.
Rebecca?
Here.
Blake?
Here.
Hannah?
Here.
Sam? Radhika?
Here.
Brittany? Brittany?
Oh, she's sick. She emailed me.
Alex?
Here.
Savannah?
Here.
Lauren?
Here.
Ellen?
Here.
Kevin?
Here.
Nick?
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. As the minutes from last week's meeting were sent out, we'll be moving to the reading of the minutes unless there are any other motions on the floor. Shaylin,
I moved to waive the reading of the minutes.
there's a motion on the floor to waive the reading of the minutes. Is there a second? Second by Savannah. Questions to the wording, discussion? Seeing none, we'll be moving into voting. All those in favor of waiving the reading of the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this motion passes. Next, we'll be moving into the approval of the minutes. Are there any motions? Julia,
I moved to approve the minutes.
there's a motion on the floor to approve the minutes. Is there a second? Second by Becca. Questions to the wording? Discussion? Seeing none, we'll be moving into voting. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this motion passes. All right, so next we'll be moving into public comments. Are there any public comments at this time? All right,
Oh,
Becca?
if you weren't aware, our video from last week has a record 775 plus hits. Compared to the 3 from the week before.
And a record of
3.
records.
So next we'll be moving into financial matters with the grants committee report. Aaron?
Yeah, we'd like to allocate $450 to the rec center. For the UT course, which we've come for. They've already gotten, she's already gotten half of the course paid for, and this is to cover half of the cost.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor to allocate $450 from quarter 3 to Rebecca's office for her EMT course. Is there a second? Second by Shaylin. Questions to the wording or points of discussion? Rebecca, would you like to?
I would like to participate in the EMT course to better the community.
All right, are there any other points of discussion? Seeing none, we'll be moving into voting. All those in favor of allocating $450 from quarter 3 to Rebecca's office for her EMT class, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? 2 abstentions. 3. Seeing as such, this motion passes. Aaron?
We motion to allocate $3,650 to stand for an event which we held on February 22nd in City Hall. It's a dance event, dance-a-thon / catered event for the field at the Newlands Farm. They initially requested $5,870. The money we would give them would be primarily for the stage, the rental, tilting, equipment, so a portion will be coming out of the equipment fund, and a larger portion will be coming out of the 3. So, really, if you guys have any other questions.
So there's a motion on the floor to allocate $3,650 from quarter 3 and $470 from the equipment fund. Is there a second? Second by Radhika. Are there any questions of the wording or points of discussion? Would the members of stand like to say anything else about this request?
Sure, I guess Aaron sort of summarized it, but the event is a fundraiser for Heal Africa, which runs a hospital on the ground in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Newlands Farm, which is a project of Lutheran Social Services and provides farming opportunities for refugees in the Worcester area. So we've been planning this event for like 3 years. It's going to be a huge 10-hour dance-a-thon with performances, dancing, different activities, dance workshops, all kinds of things. So our budget really definitely won't be able to cover the size of the event that we're planning.
And if student council wanted to form a dance team, that
Yeah,
would be cool
that would be
too.
Are there any other points of discussion? Will?
Could we just get a quick breakdown of the cost? I mean,
Yeah.
It's just a lot of money, I just.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. I have a spreadsheet right here.
A lot of it is food because we're thinking there's going to be about like 200 participants, volunteers, people coming in and out, and it's for 10 hours. So we want to make sure we can feed people, have coffee, have water, and other drinks and stuff for the entire time. So it's just like a lot of food.
Yeah.
And then like renting out Tilton and.
Yeah, so the food was the main expense. We worked out that number with Katie as an accurate estimate of how much it would cost. And then other expenses included paying a UP officer because part of the dance is going to be like a euphoria style thing, so we need to have UP there. We also foresee needing to have at least one technician to set up the equipment, so that was an expense, as well as like the actual equipment and like the media services. We'd like to have a projector. That was an added cost.
Rebecca?
Is it possible for you to read the item and then the expense, read what is itemized? And then
I have that in the, Aaron, do you have a printout in the request we submitted? I didn't print
I
it.
don't know, I think it was 500 for food, 400 for university police.
It was
No, it's right there.
yeah, it was 3,000 for food. 3,000 for food, 500 for university police. We have, or we kind of included into one thing, it's 1,120 for UP Tech. Potentially we might need to pay for an info desk person to be here because the UC closes at 3 a.m. and our event goes until 7 a.m. And then we had other things that these weren't recommended.
Yeah. We can like.
We had it more itemized, but it's not on this thing, and I can't remember where I say it was what I submitted in the thing, but I
Don't have it here.
Just to give you some basis as to how we came up with those numbers, I met with Emma and Rachel last Friday, and what we did was we looked at, they're hoping, because it's a long event, they're hoping to have food throughout the night, so what we did was we looked at week 1 UC night, and we looked at senior week's their senior spree event, where they kind of have food throughout the duration of the event, similar to like Relay for Life as well was another one we looked at. So that's where that number came from in terms of feeding. I mean, for senior week, and well, obviously you're feeding 600 and not 200, but in kind of downsizing that number and also keeping in mind what the cost would be to get X amount of pizzas from Fantastics, get wings from Wings Over Worcester. That's where those numbers came from. Granted, they are flexible as they may order from different places, but that's where that number came from looking at those events budget.
Sheila?
Would they need a food waiver if the majority of their request is food?
Nick?
We're gonna toss it over.
Nick? Sheila, can you repeat your question?
Oh, my question was just, do they need a food waiver if the majority of their budget request is for food?
Keep it up.
Oh, we'll definitely need a food waiver. We only have.
I think
Yeah, when we filled it out, we asked for a food waiver.
I believe they will, because they're asking, majority of it is going to include,
Alright, seeing that you guys would, that they would need a food waiver for this request, would anybody like to amend the initial motion that's on the floor to include a food waiver? Hannah?
I move to amend the stand dance-a-thon grant to include a food waiver.
All right, there's a motion on the floor to include a food waiver. Is there a second? Second by Will. Questions to the wording, discussion, seeing none, moving to voting. All those in favor of adding the food waiver, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this motion passes. All right, so next we'll be moving back
Thank
into the original motion.
I found the break
That
in
was
my
my
email.
How about that answer?
Are there any other points of discussion? Seeing that, we'll be moving into voting on the initial, to voting on the initial motion. All those in favor of allocating $3,650 from quarter three and $470 from the equipment fund with a food waiver, please say aye. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this motion passes.
Motion to allocate $150 from quarter three to end of bloom. This is for Kai, it's for Peace Week. The money will be used for t-shirts that they'll be taken for the event. This is something they've held before and it sounds like we've had a lot of success. The break, initially, Anne requested $400 and during the meeting we talked about, she's kind of shooting for a higher number. She goes that, she talked to another group and their t-shirts were $5 each and they're looking for between 30 and 50 t-shirts, I believe she said. So we recommended $150 and thought that would cover what she's here as well.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor to allocate $150 from quarter three to Anna Bloom for Peace Week. Is there a second? Second by Shaylin. Questions to the wording or points of discussion? Do you guys want to speak forward to your request?
This is our second annual Peace Week. We had one last year during the same time, the end of February. The week is for the discussion and to bring up what's going on in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, and have a place to discuss and have conflict, but have some sort of like awareness of there is a voice for peace. And these t-shirts will be given out throughout the week to the people who are on campus who don't feel comfortable speaking, but would feel more comfortable wearing a shirt that says "I support peace."
Are there any other points of discussion or motions? Anything? No? Seeing none, we'll be moving to voting. All those in favor of allocating $150 from quarter three to Anna Bloom for Peace Week, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this motion passes. Okay, so we'll be moving down the agenda into the Finance Committee report. Scott?
So today, as a committee, we finished all the mid-semester budget requests, and I emailed all of them about what we recommend. So we'll see if any appeal our recommendation, and then we'll meet with them within the week. And then after that, we will report everything to you by next meeting.
Okay, sounds great. So next we'll be moving into student life with the organizational committee report. Shaylin?
So we are bringing back Club of the Month this semester. We're going to start in February because January really wasn't a full month. And so we're sort of brainstorming on ideas of what to do and how to decide it. And we also discussed sort of some new ideas and initiatives, and Sammy was talking about some potential transportation things, but we're still working on that. So.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage, based on the success that we had with our winter transportation initiative last year, but we did it, again for spring break and then again for even the end of the year. I think it's definitely money well spent in that case, so I would definitely encourage you guys to work further in that. Shaylin?
We did discuss the spring break one, and we were slightly hesitant just because it's a bit of a more variable time period when people leave and that they don't technically have to leave, so we're having him look into it with service.
So next we'll be moving into the Judiciary Committee report. Nick?
Yes, again. That's nice.
Good to see you awake. So next we'll be moving into internal business with the operational report. I'd just like to say that after last week's meeting, the requests for a spree day for the comedian and for the barbecue were withdrawn by SLPs, so we won't be considering those requests anymore. And also, I'm really excited for the work that I've been doing with the elections committee for the past couple days, working to interview members for the grants committee and for the judiciary committee and for the spree day chair position. And we really liked a lot of the applicants, or we really liked all of the applicants that we saw. And we think we have a lot of potential, and spree day is it's looking to be pretty fun. So next we're moving into the vice president's report. Lori?
Nothing to report.
Awesome. So we'll be moving into the treasurer's report, right?
I just want to say that I'd like to pretty much give a hand to the finance committee because they did a really good job in working with the semester budgets. And it was really good to see them all together. I used to be part of the whole committee, and it was great that without me, they're doing better. So that's all I have to report.
All right, so next we'll be moving into the secretary's report. Rebecca?
So the key list is now officially updated. Everybody should be on it. If you're not on it, let me know. But I checked last week, and everybody's name who is on student council that I have on my roster is on it. Also, half of you have sent me office hours. You really got to send me those. We put them up online, so people can come and talk to us. That would be great. If you can't make it to those 2 hours during the week, you can always come at a different 2 hours, but just so that there's a time with your name in case, somebody wants to come see you. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. All right, so next we'll be moving into the elections committee report. Rebecca?
So Lauren was appointed to undergraduate academic board last week. She had her first meeting today, and she told me it went really well. Also, can I say spree day chair, or is it?
Would you like to make a motion? Any appointment has to be approved by council.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to move to appoint Lauren to be the official.
So there's a motion on the floor to appoint Lauren Rosenberg to the position. There's a motion on the floor to appoint Lauren Rosenberg to the position of University Academic Board Committee. Is there a second? A second by Julia. Questions to the wording, points of discussion? Becca?
Question to the wording, it's undergraduate academic board, just make sure you don't apply to the wrong one.
Duly noted. So there's a motion on the floor. It was second by Julia. All right, questions to the wording? Nothing. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? No abstentions. Seeing as such, this motion passes.
We also finished our interviews for spree day chair. And so can I announce that, or do you just? Maybe you should announce it. Because I don't want to do it.
I'll announce it.
Will.
Yes. And so we have chosen Sally and Sammy to be co-chairs for the spree day committee.
Woo.
Would you
Okay.
like to make a motion?
So I'd like to move to approve. What?
I move
to approve Sally and Sammy to the spree day committee chair.
There's a motion on the floor to approve Sammy and Sally as spree day co-chairs. Is there a second? Second by Julia. Questions to the wording, discussion? Seeing none, we'll be moving into voting. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing as such, this motion passes.
Also, the other applicants for Spur Day, one of them is still going to be on the committee, and two of the other applicants are still really qualified, and they're applying not to be on grants committee, so that's really exciting. So that we'll have a full grants committee. Also just news from elections committee, I guess also. Today, applications were released for the e-board elections as well as a few undergraduate representative positions, Bullock Hall, Hughes Hall, and sophomore year rep. So those now, the petitions are out so people can grab those and start collecting signatures.
Okay, good. So next we'll be moving into the communications committee report. Hannah?
We were not able to meet this week, but we will be planning our decision council for the next 2 weeks and get that on the ground.
Okay, all right, great. So next we'll be moving into unfinished business. Seeing that there is none, we're moving into new business. Does anybody have any, Katie?
Boston bus, okay. Don't all jump at once. Your initiative. I can cancel it. Somebody has to do it.
All right, does anybody else have any other points of new business? All right, so you're gonna we'll be moving into last words. Does anybody have any last words? All right. Would anybody like to make a motion? Will?
I move to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn, is there a second? Second by Hannah. Questions for the word in discussion? All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions?